You know what I'm saying? 805 in this motherfucker. Hip hop. Don't die. Always survive. You know what I'm saying? Hey. And if you die, you rise. Ha. Hey.
Yeah. Up in this place, I'm going all over the place. Once you get out of my way, I'm never coming my praise. M.O.B. in this day. This is such a place. In my heart, I'm a no, and I'm talking to kids. Come on, don't leave me sick. Come on, when it comes up in this place. I'm going all over the place. Once you get out of my way, I'm never coming my praise. M.O.B. in this day. This is such a place. In my heart, I'm a no, and I'm talking to kids. Come on, don't leave me sick. When it comes up in this place, I'm going to praise. Running away, I'm gonna take the game on the beach and say, lose the sun on my face, you won't flip on me, I'm in the force of getting insane. I'm on the beach and I'm in my own easily, confident, patiently, for my ambition, my hate is the fantasy, more than I come in, it's running up, it's just taking my time. Take my brother. You know what, bro? Let's just start this back, man. Let me do this shit, right? Let's start this shit back. I'm gonna get ready. Let's start this shit back, man. Run it back. Everyone do this right. Yeah. I'm this way. I'm going to the place. Once you get out of my way, I'm never going to race. Never be going this day. This is what you want to place. In my heart, I'm in the way. I'm not the case. I'm coming up things to say. When my girl goes money goes up in this place. I'm super hard in the place. Once you get out of my way, I'm never going to race. Never be going this day. This is what you want to place. In my heart, I'm in the way. I'm not the case. Coming up things to say. When my girl goes money goes up in this place. We'll be running your race. I'm on the chase and the team on the cage and they say, losing the sun on my face, so don't play with me. I got no force to day. I'm on the place and I'm in my own way. So they got for the page and I'm in my face. And I'm in the face. But I got something that's studying the mix. She's taking my time. People need drugs, you know what it is. The people are playing this focusing drive. Company people are something that's dead. So they understand every day in the line. Falling behind, I'm a middle of the pit. But it's not like I said, I'm not sure it's too much. I'm all set up. And if you come with this head up, that's all I'm on. You won't want to play. But you get out of my way. Never moving my praise. Never be young in this day. This is such a place. In my heart, I'm young and I'm not the kids. Keeping up things to say. When we go, when they go, I'm going to look at the win every way when it's when they can't get a tip. Jumping over my back, I'm still fucking, don't be sitting. Put a mic on my head. Don't look at you, but I'll look at these chicks. My friends are considered. Don't call them friends, but keep it okay. I'm keeping my food and fucking my music again. Yeah. Be that shit and it's something like this. We sit around and start to roll with it. And I'm always no problem again. And it's 2 minutes time for me. I'm going to push it. But I'm being ignorant. But I'm need it. I'm not trust you don't make me move this. Just to take over and take all of this. I'm over this place. It's a small place. You get out of my way. Never come with my praise. We don't this day. This is such a place. I'm afraid I'm don't get a bunch of kids. You know the place to say. What what's really going? That's what makes it noise, y'all. Yo, my name is River from Oxnard, California. Man, my voice is pretty breaking up. Jesus. Listen, now we're gonna start this off right. That song was called Ominous Praise. It's from my project called Overthinking It. If y'all heard of it, please don't stream it. I'm gonna play a few tracks for y'all. Let's go. Yeah. When we put up, we spend that dollar for comma. First time we go, we say that dollar for comma. Bills and needs what you need, we work by the hour. Cash into jobs, and that's the day round. From that to the odds against us. We bump into illusions, often come to conclusion. It's when you're building for our future children. Live how they teach your students. I'm living confusion. I know it's who we are, but where we come from in existence. Not existent, we grew up without existence. And how we love ourselves. We live brother will be different, but y'all must be thinking that my world is smaller than bigness. And to see the bigger pictures, make the scriptures for my fingers. Subjects and fingers for our love, meditation and crystals. Also, my essentials for the pieces, monumental beauty with its simplicity. Enjoys consequential. All I want is love and unity, freedom and liberty. I break reality and infinity. Nobody fooling me is stopping me from prosperity, from me and my family. I want to be this open facing for the life. My life is in the sky, sometimes I wish I could fly. Yeah. Let's go make some noise. Yeah. That's right. Just like that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's put some more smooth, man. Yeah. Yo, summertime, wintertime, looking in my heart and mind. Imagination racing to move like the train in time behind. Meet you at the station where the flowers grow and never rains. My Valentine's will never change. I'm patient, but still moving vain. I struggle with my tendencies, texting me like the gypsy queen. Trying to find your memories when I get lost inside a dream. Jumping to a wing of peace, meeting in the candlelight. Hope we save the appetite. Catching you and let you right. Conversations like meditation keeps me in trance at night. The temporary melody reminds me of a bit of time with white going to the skies. I'm trying to be surprised to see brother in the trip. Watching people live the life. We can protect you when you're down and I'm blessed with the rhymes. So we be saying this at the time. So you're over safe and fine. I feel the wind, I close my eyes and I can wait to hold tight. So when galaxies go down and make them work so I just might. This is cage and take a flight. With a wings like I was below the mic. My story similar to that. To the chaos without your lips. Fluorescence from your fingertips. That's why I need you in my red. Follow I see you every day. Walk the birds come out to play. And you touch me through the breeze. Like the boom from the trees. There's poetry with a little ring. Giving it passes from the beat. Mother will live eternally. Some tension for me is there. But I was like my sense. And I was late down. I was dragging with a passion. It was lasting just as different to your friend. Just to see you once again. But until then, meet you at the station in. Where I've been and never left. Yeah, the spring summer on the floor. I'm waking on the floor. Taking kisses from the stars. That's what an angel's cross. Spring summer in the fall. I'm waking on it all. Take this with me in while. That's what an angel's cross. Spring summer in the fall. It's spring summer on the floor. It's spring summer on the floor. Take this with you in hard. Yeah, spring summer on the floor. I'm waking on it all. Taking kisses from the stars. That's what an angel's cross. Spring summer in the fall. I'm waking on it all. Take this with you in hard. Slip it. Y'all make some noise. One time for yourself. My name is L.I.R.A from L.I.R.A, California. Y'all don't know how much of a blessing it is just to be with it and on this stage with y'all, honestly. If you knew me growing up, you would know I was so fucking insecure, so lost, so fucking shy, so introverted. You would never fucking think that I would be on this stage right now. Honestly. It's crazy. Life is crazy. With that being said, I want to spit something for y'all tonight. Because y'all, this is a special night for me. So, yeah. Just, I'll spit something for you, just for you to get to know me a little bit. Something like this. Step in my shoes up. Hold up. I'll let it breathe. Look. Step in my shoes and into my mind as a youth. Rolling lost when I crossed the confidence boost for recluse. Only poetry spitting was Dr. Seuss and his soups. Spilling juice in my living room, watching Pepper the Cube. All I knew was cartoons, my PlayStation, Crash Bandicoot. Only books that I read that stuck in my head like in school was full of villains with toilet humor. I'm a grown man with a plunger and the pants and a cape, kicking ass, picking names, just no wonder. I daydream to escape, pretend I was someone that's great, not afraid of getting a taste of a bully's fist to the ribs. It's a trip how I used to hate, making friends as a kid and take. Any chance that I get to play to a different place where it's safe. In my imagination, the only haven I stayed in. I tell them like a friend, the only friend that I played with. He taught me how to cuss, I was starting from the stuff he knew. Majestic Ventura Theater, he hung around shooting balls for hoops. But I could never leave myself around a human being. Except my cousin Anthony, who would look up to me, stuck together like Huckleberry. Saw the world as a poppy seed that wasn't popular. I was out with a follower, honestly. I wore a mask like it's October almost every day. Invented stories about fairies, dragons, and fantasy. Talked to my angels constantly, not because I felt them. Geos bullied like everything, no apology coming out for me. No sorrow for children who never speak in the sea. All I see is empty humans with a knife across on the street. You ain't powerful, we elite, we can trap all over your feet. But that ain't the way. Sometimes I hope they live in happily. They rule about the ways I'm hearing around myself. This won't be okay. Trust me, we hope to find a way. I feel it every day. So what the angel race? This is a little bit off on my fault. They wanted me to have the dawn of the sun, and I feel like I don't think this was good enough. I don't really trust the God. People need to hear that hate. Maybe one day when my kids are safe, play that shit. I need y'all to come a little bit closer to the stage. So with that being said, you ain't never going to extinguish my flame. The universe already will accept it in the golden crown. I've been trying to distinguish my name from every other lane on my side that like me now. I know that every minute in your life counts. So say for every digit in the bounce and just double down. To me there is a limit to a bank account. And have it on this planet with this planet and it goes around. I'm on a mission to see in the dream. That means it's like space. Nice, the beat. It's my fucking person. You know what? What the fuck is? Nah, just mess up your head. Yo, this is my bad. My homie, the way he made this track is a little bit marky. So again, I'm just singing this acapella. What do you guys think? Yeah? Let's go, L.I.R.A! Look. You ain't never gonna extinguish my flame. The universe I blame will accept it in a golden crown. I've been trying to distinguish my name. Every other lane on the right side of the left. I'm on the other end of the like a light. I'm safe to say that I'm going to make a pound of the ground. The roots of the earth is a people to be found. I'm moving on this on this way. They're going to get it over around. I'm on the mission because I'm in the dream. My pocket full of I'm on the mission because I'm in the dream. I feel like there's a lot of people that really not even on the shower. I feel like this was the title of the BBC. And make a feel like when you walk in greatness, I said, let me put you to the presence of my neck. My actions hit up this access on me to be mentioned. These actions got this projected on my back. And what you know what you pass, I was like, I'm not pass. The shit like you got to catch my internet. It's the best. Straight in and say this, we're doing you ain't jerk. Still I knew before the cameras roll. Niggas know when I flow. To be below with my hopes and my feelings filled in my notes. And it shows and shows. These kids running on they beat whatever they so I step with a grace of pepper, my pace embrace the unknown. Working on myself, my health, and my brothers, my path and forth. The question is, who will be told? But it's known that the students know that this music lost in the dome. You gotta have it in life, my angels is right. They never know if you just ignite what you got inside. And then they blow and promise you heights. They make us my life, forever move, matches you flight. Yeah. You ain't never going to extinguish my flame. The universe I reign will accept it and golden crown. I've been trying to distinguish my name from every other lane. On my side, you're like me now. I know that every minute in your life counts. So say for every digit in a mouse and just double down. To me, there is a limit to the bank account. And heaven on this planet where this planet as it goes around. Ever since I was a toddler, grabbing keys, curiosity, I was following me when my feet touched the ground. Causing trouble like my father did. I was just a kid playing make-believe when I was free and running around. Sensitive up was the simple things. I was like a weed, Joe, so you could underneath the ultimately found. And then the script you couldn't buy a year. Now I need no biz on my mic just like a wizard when I'm in your town. What's the forward to purposely move forward? I was stuck in the room of this spot, pulling disorder. My plans and motions, steady coasting over to what it brings to my most society. Now we're the soul of older, a little wiser, a slight miser with a fire to retire, expire. Any rapper, show that take bigger sides. Industry undefeated liars. Who's the point to inspire if it ain't lifted us higher? So I said, you ain't never gonna extinguish my flame. Universe are ring with a scepter and a golden crown. I've been trying to distinguish my name from every other lane on the mic side. You like me now. I know that every minute in your life counts. So save every digit in your mouth. So just double down. So meter is the limits to make it count. And heavy on this planet where this planet is, it goes around. Alright, so what we got next? Alright, so let me just give you a little background on this track. Last year, I joined a little group called 528 Hertz. We released a single called Witches. If y'all ain't heard that shit, go stream it. It's on all platforms. We got a music video out. You can check it out on the 528 Hertz channel or on my channel on YouTube. And I was supposed to have my homie come in here to play with me, but he ain't here. So I'm gonna just play the first verse of the hook, if that's alright with you guys. Yeah. Alright, man. Listen, thank you so much for the love. Thank you for rocking with me. I had a couple more songs left, so yeah, man. I just be throwing groups left and right. Honestly, I know the team isn't nobody. Like, for real. So, this year, me and a few of my homies, we got together and made this group called Los Gigantes. Y'all heard of that? Yo, we're coming out with a project. This is going to be fire. Super fire. I can't wait for y'all to hear that. But I'm going to bring my homie Hecka Death with me. Wait a minute. What you feeling? Yeah. Check. How you feeling, Ventura? Yo, shout out to Elijah that he's even holding it down, bro. You're a professional, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of beautiful people out there, you know, shout out my mom, my little brother, talk to me, man. What you feeling, Nick? What you feeling? Oh, you know, we're going to do that one. Yeah. Check. Hey, yo, Pop, what's going on? Hey, we don't hear you, it's all like boss, I jump like a fucking drum. Let me drink, for me and my drink. Like I'm rolling this up and down, and that's how it's cheap. We go like I'm sleeping, that's what we're 350 I'm go like I'm sleeping. I'm surviving this every staying out like a bloody master. I'm just wrong. Take it like we keep on this spiritual. You wake up, I'm like, oh, I'm very soon. I'm rolling like a panic. Still wrong with this metal. But loving music is one of the now to my heart. Respect to it. Don't give my own pedicle. Don't give my own pedicle. Cause every now and then it's damn strong. But then the melody interests me. Give me your work. I think about it all the time. Like every time you think. I guess it's safe to say it's really small. Couple ways and there's more couple places ever since it took a hold. I swear to God, myself is now won't leave me alone. And all I know is that I'm better when I can't let go. I guess it's safe to say there's more couple ways and there's more couple places. That's a fucking good thing. So my people, I'm live and get the same single drop. Really fuck me, I'm cheating and late hours in the night. Maybe you watching me, I'm living out at the beach. My heart racing, that's all they always ask if I can teach. All based on their hopes and dreams. While they sound asleep, I'm passing with ease. It was that I have a chance to sleep. Sounds like even though there was a chance to me. Have a brother like the least of public chance to me. So see, I'm feeling double these wretches. They got me double for my cheek. Guarantees for the words I speak. I said I'm going to the top, I'm real big, yo. You're looking behind them. I'm straight walk out California, yo. Hey, what's one that everyone been here, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, oh, you brothers, man. Where you from, man? Yeah. Hey, talk to them, man. It's unbelievable. How old we hear no millions, all of us baby like no tickets. We hear the local digits, all from gold, we hear the quickness lifted. We call out lifted, all the game, all day like witness. Come out before no flipping, boss and go like ribbon. Don't need a look in my life vision. Competition to the moment is over. New edition of the best decision. You were out there when you lost the vision. Simply been crazy, baby. All the days, all my prescriptions, flow like water that could completion. Never reach, can't put my vision. And it is, you know, we go like this. I'm not convinced, we never stop until the money hits. Medicine in my cabinets, like psychedelics and cannabis. I exist in different rooms, don't dance, I wish you would. My family always next to me. I make kids like these with a fist out, shoot with a twist, I'm pushing out, flip these rounds to the down that exist. Like a kid, piece to the G, no piece to the flip. Piece to the Z's out, piece to the zip, with the city on the map, and the piece with the hit. The piece of my dick, my flip with a whip, you run with a drip, on top like a shit. My mind of a whiskey, and I know the dick, they rise in the bitch, they grip it. Take some with the bitch, and out of the bitches, bitch, shit, I'm existence. Yeah. Which one? I'm on my lord. Don't go with the flow, pull up on the board. Don't raise my own way from the door. Now run that ass, I think I'll be Lord. Can't see with the drunk boys. Take shots when I post for the different moments. Tendencies to the people that listen to them. Stress that they more. But girl, let's get it one time, man. You go out and get out there. And I will real quick and get out. Oh, man, it's up. And everybody, yo, man, thank you so much for having me, Ventura. It's been such a fucking honor. It's been such a blessing. This is Go Catch my project. Overthinking it. It's on all platforms. So man, that shit, stream that shit, share that shit, do all of that. I love you all. Thank you so much. Y'all bless you.
Yo, it's Isaac, guys. You know who it is. Here I am again at the Ventura Theater. Just did the show, and coming off his performance, hip hop sensation 805. We got L.I.R.A here. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, brother? How you been, man? I'm good, bro. I'm feeling great.
It's been a while. I was looking forward to your performance. I remember the first time you came in and blessed the studio. You threw some fire shit. I love it. You guys could check that out on the No Cover YouTube. Just check this out on the Red Light Music Show when he performed. Dude, it's awesome to have you guys. Dude, what's insane, it's super exciting to see such young talent and a boost of hip hop in the 805, and you're definitely a part of what's happening. Tell me about the guys that are up on stage. And first of all, is this the first time you've been here at the theater perform?
Oh, hell yeah. This is the first time. I wasn't nervous or anything. I was just super excited. It's such a good opportunity to grace the stage. I don't know who's up right now. His name's Omega. I've heard a lot of good things about him. but Heck Adaptive, I've known him for, really not that long. Just recently this year, we've kind of gotten together and started collaborating a lot more. But cool as such a talented dude, man. Heck Adaptive, that's my dude. Contra, another super talented artist, man. It's a beautiful thing to kind of to collaborate with these people and just to even share the same stage with them. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, and I remember the first time I met him, I walked in, I had no idea what I was walking into, and then over there at their studio, they definitely hip hop is in good hands right now, and you're definitely a part of that. What's going on? Um, what is it? How do you feel like hip hop nowadays, especially with you guys, the young cats coming up? How do you feel the camaraderie with everyone else back in the day, about like 10, maybe 15 years ago, how hip hop was mostly based off like hoods and cliques, and how there wasn't a lot of the community aspect. Now with the young cats coming up, especially with everyone up on stage right now, and the people that we had in the room, it feels like it's about a community effort. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of collaborations. A lot of guys are working with a lot of hip hop artists, and then also fusing that music with other stuff, right? So collaborating with other artists, even other genres. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about just being a part of that going on right now in the community?
Oh man, that's a beautiful thing, bro. It's a beautiful thing, man. I've always felt like it was a really strong community here. I think when I first started putting myself out there, I started meeting a lot of people, and that's the first thing that I noticed. It's just like this big community of like-minded individuals, and I really love the direction that hip hop's going right now. I think it's evolving to something really beautiful. I know, the whole lot of subgenres that are coming off of hip hop, and I mean, I gotta admit, dude, I wasn't quite into what was really long time popular, like the trap music and stuff like that. But I felt like that was necessary in order for hip hop to grow a lot more. And I think with everybody here and with the type of music that we're kind of pumping out, I really feel like the content and the art form and the lyricism is coming back. So I really enjoy it, man. I really enjoy connecting with a lot of people who are like-minded as well, and who kind of have the same ambition and goals as we do. It's really dope, and it's more so dope to connect with them on a deep level, and to know that, yeah, this is a community, and we're not really here to kind of trample on each other's feet, so to speak. There's a lane for everybody. Hip hop is big enough for everybody. Yeah. So
What I also like, it's like, so when you venture more down south, like in LA, San Diego, or if you go north to the Bay Area, I don't feel it's as, I want to say inclusive, but since we're like the biggest, smallest town, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like when we say it's an 805 thing, we legitimately mean like that's a vibe, it's an energy, it's a community. Especially with like Live 805 or 805 Live and the hip hop that are becoming out of the scene. It's beautiful to see, right? It's beautiful to see the inclusivity with other artists, and like how you said too, like when there was a era of mumble rap. There's an era of trap music. There was an era of what's that? Dubstep. You know what I mean? Like that, and then like the chop and slurred, which different strokes for different folks. But like I really like the way you spit, the way you like hit these lyrics is really in tune to how I listened to hip hop back in the day, right? And I feel like the collectiveness of what you guys have, like these guys, not saying that you guys have similar sounding, but like that rhythm, that beat, you guys know how to hit the certain bars, and that's like that's why I get excited every time I see you guys, or people like in your core or your group. It's like, okay, this is what I like, this is what I missed, because we strayed so much away from what hip hop was to find to lose yourself to gain back your identity, gain back that sense of hip hop identity. I'm not saying that the other style of music or genre was bad. It's just the way I grew up and the way my music I grew up, and you and your sound and the rest of these guys are similar to the sounds that I have.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I feel like when you look at the history of hip hop and how much has changed as far as the content and what people talk about in general, I really do feel like we're kind of going back into like what was once called the golden age era of hip hop. It's really I pay attention to that shit a lot, and that's why it's really fun for me, and it makes me excited, just like you, to hear a lot of acts that are actually they care about the art form and the craft of this. I feel like that's really, really important. I feel like as far as the longevity goes, that's the way to go. Being true to yourself, obviously most important. I mean, if you're true to yourself, no matter what kind of content you put out, people are going to enjoy it. But I really feel like content with a message, that's something that's been missing for quite some time. So I'm really glad to see that that's coming back.
And that's interesting that you point that out, because that's definitely I think been missing in hip hop is not just the style, and the golden age of hip hop, but it's also pushing a message and also bringing the community together, right? And I think that's one of the negatives, or out of the negative of what happened in the pandemic with COVID, one of the positive things, and we talked with the guys upstairs, is that since everything shut down, it made everyone kind of come together to rally behind the cause, rally behind hip hop, rally behind people that didn't have a voice. Glad people like Live 805 or 805 Live, and then like the Red Light District Show and No Cover, not only just bringing hip hop, but other genres of music, right? And so I was so struck when you guys came in, and especially gaining more hip hop, because we strayed away from hip hop for a while, because it was a couple of things like people were coming in and it was like, they were just in it for themselves. You know what I mean? They were very selfish with their works, and it kind of brought a bad vibe. But with this new wave of hip hop, it doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like, like, hey, yeah, I collaborate with this guy. Oh, yeah, we just had that guy on the show. We had like TIE Fighter on, and we had like T-Funk on, and all these other people. Like, these guys are really someone to look out for, And then when you came on, it was like, okay, here we go. This is some dope ass shit you guys are putting out.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, bro. I really don't have any words to say.
Well, let me. These are more statements than questions. Let me ask you a question. 'Cause I'm just spitting shit. I'm just excited you're here. We're just having a good time. So let me ask you. So, have you been working on any new stuff, like the stuff you put on? Like, what is this like? Like, is this new stuff, or what can we expect from you from here and going into the future?
A lot more music, a lot more content. The music that I played today, that was something that was from a project that I just put out. It's called Overthinking It. It's on all streaming platforms. I'm really excited about just creating more music and just putting out as much as I can this year. Putting out way more than I did last year, putting in a lot more work than I did last year. That's really the goal. Yeah.
What have you? What was the hardest thing during? I mean, we're probably like year 2 on this, this pandemic shit that we're going through. What do you think was the easiest, and what do you think was the hardest thing to evolve your music? What did you find it that you're like, oh, you know what? I'm glad I had this much time, or you know what? It sucks that I didn't have the opportunity because of the closures and whatnot.
Yeah, the easiest part about it was just creating. Just actually making music. That was the easiest part. That when the pandemic hit, I was out of a job for like 3 months, so I took that time and I took advantage of it. I was at home every day. I was just creating, just writing. And that really kind of put me ahead of the curve, at least, and allowed me to kind of have content together already. That way, once I can organize everything, I have everything organized and in a package and just to put out. But the hardest thing for me was, I think it was just performances. The performances were a little bit scarce, even so, connecting with people. But to be honest, I didn't really have a lot of trouble with that, just because when the pandemic hit, right during that time, a little like after the 3 months, I got in touch with this dude named Andrew, who's part of, and Popsky, who's part of Underground Magazine. They're really the ones that kind of got me out of the cave, so to speak, and got me into networking with people and making connections and all that stuff. So honestly, it's really because of them, man. I would go to the studio all the time and just record music, and I didn't really know anybody else at the time. I was just on my own. So when I met them through happenstance, because they happened to come by the studio when I was there. So I mean, because of them, man. Shout outs to Underground Magazine. I got lots of love for them, always will. So yeah, man. Because of them, it made it a lot more easier for me to put myself out there, if anything.
Yeah. I know they came on. They came on actually with TIE Fighter. They came on, and we. That's another thing that if you guys haven't checked out Underground Magazine, they're putting on some really cool content, especially for the hip hop community. So shout out to them definitely for sure. Since I have you here, I'm just gonna ask you some random ass shit because I think we've talked to you a couple of times. So I want to get some stuff that we haven't really talked about. When you're not doing hip hop, what do you do? Did you is hip hop? It's funny because I've talked to like 6 or 7 groups today, and it's funny they always say, "Well, it's always music." But what if anything? What else are you not doing if it's not music? Is it just music all the time, or do you have something that you like veg out on?
Yeah, if it's not music, man, it's I like to meditate. I really like to read. Those are kind of like my simple pastimes, really. I got to be honest with you, man. I don't really go out that much. I kind of just stay home like a hermit, and just kind of do my own thing. If I'm not at home, I'm at work. If I'm not at work or home, I'm with my lady. So I try to keep busy all the time. I've been quote unquote out of the game for way too long. I started writing when I was like around 19 and stuff, but I really just started taking this seriously just a few years ago. So ain't no time to waste time. You know what I mean?
It's funny because like that was the overall response has been very similar. It's either dude, this is what I wanted as my livelihood. This is the passion I have. So when it's not music, it's very seldom something else. Especially like, did you check out the kids when the kids were rocking?
Yeah, they killed it.
So those kids, when I talk to them, they're kids, right? So obviously they're in high school or in middle school, whatever, and they're doing other stuff. But primarily their focus is music. Like when they're not doing, like if they're not playing video games with the kids, were like, I'll play Fortnite or whatever. They're like, well, we're doing sports or we're doing music. It's nothing really in between that. And when I talk to the older cats, they're all like, well, it's basically music and my job. And that's the mentality you have. It's that hustle, it's the grind. Because if it's if it's a part time, you're not gonna really be as devoted to it. It's just gonna be able to go whatever. But if you put that first and foremost, I think you'll succeed.
I agree, man. I think anything that you're passionate about, I think you can be successful at. I've always told people it doesn't matter if you work at McDonald's or anywhere else, People can tell when you're passionate about something. People can tell when you're really serious about something. If you work at McDonald's and you're passionate about that shit, you're going to move up, guaranteed. And I just feel the same way for everybody else. Those kids killed it, man. You can tell they put a lot of work in their craft just by how they play. So much respect to them, man. Yeah, to be that young and to work that hard for that, it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of determination and focus, man. So props to them for sure.
It's funny. When I saw you on stage and when you perform, you have that presence, you have that swagger, you have that command, you have that charisma, right? And I saw these kids; they had the same thing. That kid, they didn't even flinch. They went in there and they killed it. And like how you said, if you're passionate about something, it doesn't even matter. Like I remember, I don't really go to fast food or not, but I have a Jack in the Box near my house, and there's this guy who's in a drive-through, and it's like he kills. It's weird. He kills the drive-through. It's like, bro, like I know that this guy's meant for bigger and better things. I even told him like, hey man, like you're not supposed to be working here because you do this way too good. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a dig to him, and it's not a dig to people that work there. To make your hustle and hustle. But now I know like 2 years, 3 years down the line, that guy he's gonna be either a manager or something. Like he has something that so like you could take that into any other aspect, if it's hip hop or personal, whatever. But dude, it's awesome. So okay, so what else do you have? So did you say you just dropped something? Or were you about to drop something? Or what's going?
What I performed, I dropped that shit maybe like couple of weeks ago or so. It's called Overthinking It. It's just a project that I've been working on over the past few years, and I was really excited to put that shit out, man. Yeah, man. All that stuff is like pretty much new, basically. So yeah, for sure.
Dude, it's a pleasure, dude. I thank you so much for fucking doing it, man.
Listen, man, I just want shout out to No Cover. Thank you guys so much for just having me and just for being genuine people, man. Super nice. You guys are cool ass dudes, all of you. I love all you guys, man. Thank you so much for everything, honestly.
Where can we find you? Where can we get you on the social medias? Where can we tune in and see more stuff from your stuff that you're gonna be putting up?
Yeah, you can catch me on Instagram at its.L.I.R.A_1. That's where I literally post every news about any type of music that I'm putting out. I got links there. You can catch me on all platforms. I got a YouTube channel as well. Yeah, man. more content coming soon.
All right, check him out. The links are in the description. We'll put them right there. My boy L.I.R.A, 805, killing it in the 805 hip hop game, dude. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see their shit. Check him out, and we'll see you next time, guys.